Welcome one and all to session 10 of The Secret of the Dragon Emperor for Dragonbane. Tonight we have finished the Troll Spire in last session and found the third of 4 pieces of the dragon statuette, and we are now headed northward to Fort Malus. And we have heard a rumor of Fort Malus that it once, or perhaps still does, has a tree that bears golden apples that are said to be magical in nature. But like many rumors, there's probably a shred of truth here that you have to sift away from whatever falsehoods and legend has sprung up over the years. Now, tonight we will not have 2 players. Luke and Mark are unavailable, and so their characters, Makander and Ivan, are going to be run by Reese and Craig. So thank you, gentlemen, for stepping in and running both those characters. And I know that you will run them as though they were your own. Or maybe not, we'll find out. So the other guys will discover when they go back and watch the video and see exactly what happened to their characters. So where we left off is we had just left the Troll Spire. We had just gone outside, pretty badly banged up, from what I recall. It's probably about late morning, midday time. We did spend the night there. Ivan had a whole adventure to himself the next morning, probably best left unspoken, at least for Ivan's sake. But we got down into the cellar and took that piece of the statuette, and then were able to leave the Troll Spire. So when we begin, it is, let's say, noon, just outside the Troll Spire. The sun is shining, the weather is nice, birds are singing, and everything seems serene and peaceful. The road to Fort Malus, well, there is no road to Fort Malus. It is, if we go straight north, we trek over some rather rugged terrain. I'm sure we can find some paths and trails through there, but it will not be easy going, particularly for the cart that we have. So if we take the long way, let's measure that out. That would be cutting through the woods. We'd come to about here, and then we would maybe skirt up a ways, and then come over to Fort Malus. That's going to be 32 kilometers, which is about what we can travel in a full day, or basically 2 shifts. So if we travel for the afternoon and the evening, we would arrive at nighttime, or we could travel half a day, rest, and then travel however we want to do that. But it's going to be 2 shifts of travel if we go that way with the cart. If we abandon the cart, we can do it in likely 2 shifts, but it's going to be over more difficult and rugged terrain. So how do you want to proceed?
One foot in front of the other.
That's usually the best way. Do you want to take the overhill or the safe route?
Definitely not abandoning the cart. We'll take the long way around.
I think that would be wise. Does anyone want to do anything before you leave the Troll Spire and head out onto the trail?
Did we rest?
I don't think we had rested.
Oh.
If you look at your characters, probably have some damage here and there.
Yeah, we've got some trouble here.
Some conditions and others.
Just get back to the road. Rest en route. Maybe we'll be welcomed in Fort Malus. Because nothing's just welcome like Fort Malus.
Right? It's got to be a friendly place. Let's do our first stretch of journey. I need someone to make a bushcraft roll as we head out through the Iron Forest towards open ground.
Well, Sir Ivan has 13 in bushcraft, so he would be happy to do that. First round.
Sure.
Go for it.
Excellent. Managed to maneuver over through to roughly this area here, getting through the trees and whatnot. Let me just roll a die here. Okay. Let me take us to a map. One moment.
Oh, we arrived safely already?
Well,
That's what I heard.
let's put you guys down here. Who is in the lead?
I would assume Ivan the
Ivan,
hunter.
Since he was doing the
It was
bushcraft roll.
bushcrafting. Yes.
Ivan, give me an awareness roll.
He's very aware.
You spot movement up ahead at this tree line up here. Let me... Oh, it helps if I drag you to the map. There we go.
He'll stop and put up a closed fist, just like a
Like a special forces.
SWAT team. Yes.
Nice. So you spot movement up here in this tree line here.
What does that mean? Dwarf power? What are you doing?
He's not sure what it was, but his hunter instincts kicked in.
He's going to be ready with his short bow.
Excellent.
For whatever may come. I imagine him and Makander will take the lead.
Well, stopping makes Makander angry.
Oh, that's Agatha.
Already confusing. This is great.
Yeah. Sneak up here behind this tree for cover.
All right. Let me tell you what you see. You spot, as you come up, you spot two figures standing in the tree line. They have bows drawn. And Ivan would recognize right away that these are elves.
Ugh. All right, let's play the diplomatic dwarf.
Is that an oxymoron?
Yeah. Well met, fairies.
Fairies? Who do you
Yep,
call fairies? Why, I've never heard of such things.
Please excuse my short and gruff friend, Frostbyte will say. We are traveling to Fort Malus. What can you tell us of the place?
Fort Malus.
Yes.
That is a terrible place indeed, for one of our number, our friend Iliel, has been abducted by a mounted knight at Fort Malus.
What? They were supposed to be the good guys.
Oh no, you cannot trust these knights of the Immaculate Flame. Many of them seek their own power and their own wisdom. However,
I thought they were bringing Eladane back and all that good stuff.
Well, that is what many of them say, but there are a few fanatical among them. They took Iliel for whatever purpose I do not know, but she was taken against her will. When I saw your party, you, Sir Duck, and points at Makander, I feared that you were of their kind. Tell me now, and speak the truth, are you Knights of the Immaculate Flame?
You know, racism makes Makander angry.
Yes, it does.
Definitely not. We have talked to some Knights of the Immaculate Flame, but we don't even know how flames get dirty. So it's not. So we're not. We were invited there, and we can certainly ask after your friend Elio to see if there's something we can do to remove her from her false imprisonment. What was the reason they gave?
They gave no reason. They simply took her one night. It was tragic.
Were they wearing ice jackets?
No, they were not. They pulled up in a black Suburban with dark windows, though. No, they came to our camp while Aldonil and myself were waiting for game to pass by a hunting trail of which we frequent. When we returned to camp, we saw the knights leading Iliel away, and her hands were bound. She was captive. She had been taken by them. If you can help us in some way, we will reward you.
Appreciate it. Not certain that reward's going to be necessary if they're taking people, willy nilly like that. I would like to use my insight.
Okay. What do you want to know? And give me that. It's a roll first, isn't it?
Yeah. So I got to use. Oh, wrong one.
Awareness.
Yeah, I just brought up the HUD on the wrong one. This guy. Yes. Still the wrong one. That's Makander. There's Frostbyte.
Not confusing at all.
Well, no, it's not being helped by the cat attacking the cursor on the screen either. I have no idea if they're telling me the truth.
What you know of elves and of their story, there's a few things that don't make sense. You've likely not heard of knights of the Immaculate Flame serving their own interests. But you've also not known elves to be deceptive. So something here goes against whatever your preconceived notions are.
Could it be a false flag operation? Like they want you to think it was the knights, but it was really someone else. Do they have any heraldry or anything on their shields to indicate which knights they were?
They did. They had the head of a dragon with the wings. It is unmistakable. If you have lived in these woods as long as we have, you would know it upon sight. One was riding on a great war steed, a mounted knight with a sword and lance. We have seen him before. They call him Tylos. Perhaps you have met him. Frostbyte and Ivan and Makander would not remember, but Phineas and Agatha, give me an intelligence roll. You both recognize that name. You did meet a knight very early on in the campaign, probably session 1 or 2. He was a mounted knight, and he introduced himself as Tylos.
Yes, if I recall, he was dispatching of some Sathmog cultists.
That is
We
correct.
later used the rope to descend into the barrows.
That is correct. Will you help us, or are you against us?
We will certainly talk to this Tylos and understand why it is he took your friend and take up your cause to release her. Is there anything he's going to tell us that you haven't, that he will surprise us by saying, but she killed all the babies in this town or something like that?
Come and sit with us a while, and we will discuss these matters. You look weary from your travels.
I was going to mention that we got pretty beaten up over in the Trollspire Tower as well. So if you could share your campfire for a while, we can head out in the morning and.
Yes, we would be more than happy to, as long as we have an agreement that you will aid us. We will tell you everything that we can. But if you went to the Trollspire, tell me, are the harpies still there?
Not all of them?
They are cowardly
Like-
folk. They flee at the first sign of danger. Kill one or two of their number, and the rest will flee.
Yeah, I think one got away, but we were able to at least scare them off for a while. I'm told elves are generally pretty good with bows.
Yes, we are quite good with bows. We could probably teach you a thing or two, sir.
Wasn't what I was going for, but I was gonna say, maybe you can go be like a early warning sign to make so that if a harpy comes back with reinforcements, you can dissuade them because they're going to be really cautious about trying to retake their foothold there.
Yes, as mentioned, they are cowardly, but if their numbers are reduced, it will be but a short matter of time before they replenish. They breed like pigeons, you see.
They lay eggs. Okay.
They do. They're quite delicious, let me tell you.
Well, I was just saying that if you see harpies going toward the tower and you take a couple of them out, then eventually they'll learn not to go to the tower, right?
Well, if they're that smart, perhaps. I think it would be best if we just exterminate them, personally.
Well, as much as I enjoy a genocide as much as the other guy, I think it's probably best to leave that type of radical hatred toward demons.
Ah. You speak of hatred towards demons. Perhaps you speak the truth and you are not a Knight of the Immaculate Flame.
Well, they hate demons too.
Yes, but they would not be traveling in such numbers with a wizard and whatever that hairy short fellow is, and that whatever that child is that's with you. They would not recruit such vertically challenged folk to their numbers.
Watch it, elf.
I've heard it say that short people got no reason.
Well, I suppose you could launch them from a trebuchet or something.
Agatha will kick him in the leg.
Ooh.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, I'm shit for persuasion.
Oh, no.
Nope.
The elf easily steps aside. Oh, there, child. And they actually put their hand out on Agatha's forehead, and their arm is just the right length that your leg can't reach their leg. So it's like in the cartoons where they just hold you back with one arm as you're kicking. Now, child, we have sweets back in our camp, and we will gladly give you some. Perhaps you would like a lolly.
In cartoons, my dad did that to me.
Come back to us with us to our camp, and we will see that you rest from your travel. We have fresh game we are willing to share in exchange for tales of the land.
Gladly, new friends.
Ooh, storytelling. Agatha's in.
This is Agatha's moment to shine. They take you back to their camp, which looks remarkably like this clearing right here, but it's just a few trees over. And they have a small tent set up. It's covered in leaves and brush, perfectly camouflaged, but as you get close, you can see it for what it is. They have a campfire and several rabbits on spits that are roasting over the flames. And as you get close, Ivan can smell that bubbling fat on the rabbits and the charred bits of lean meat as well. It smells absolutely delicious. And they take off 2 of the rabbits. They hand them to you, and they keep one for themselves. And they begin to cut it up, and they begin to eat and encourage you to do the same as they find small stones or stumps or things to sit on and bid you to form a circle around the fire. As you do, they tell you of the encounter with the knights, and they go into a little bit more detail. So before, they had mentioned that they were off hunting, and they came back and they saw that their friend Iliel had been taken by the knights. But they then explain that Tylos is known to them, and that Tylos has been known to seek out the cultists of Sathmog in the woods, and the elves do not fault him for this at all. But Tylos has been recruiting people to his side, and of late, these people that they are recruiting, Aldenil and Oriphan, who is the other elf, they mention that they are not the knightly sort, but mercenaries and other rabble, and folk who look as though they belong in the darkened corner of a tavern rather than in the company of elevated knights. They suspect that these knights have grown weary of doing things the right way and fear that they are now doing things the easy way. They urge you again to seek out Tylos and these other knights to find their friend Iliel, and that if you're able to rescue Iliel, that they will reward you with a master-crafted elven weapon. Every time that you meet, they will offer you something. They will remember their debts, and they will repay those debts. They then ask Agatha if she knows how to play that strange contraption that she has on her back with the bag and the reeds coming off of it. Can you play us something?
Oh, absolutely. And she will pick a song that would be right up an elf's alley, something lilting and light and fairyish, if we will.
Give me a performance roll. And you can add a boon to this.
Boon. Okay.
Ooh, wow.
She's rocking it.
Yeah, they are nearly brought to tears as the last sounds, the last note kind of dies off into the distance, echoing through the woods, replaced by bird calls. You see them both close their eyes, and they are thinking of something else, some other place, some other joy or sorrow that has befallen their kind, perhaps one of the old legends that they may have been around to witness. When you are finished, they both stand up and they say, "Child, we have mistaken you for someone naive and young, but we know now that you have the song of the elders within you, that you have the very talent that nature bestows upon the birds, that your cries through the woods will resound forever. Your song will not be forgotten, nor shall it be lost. Please forgive us for underestimating you." And they hand you a small item. It's a small trinket. Let me grab it real quick.
He will curtsy and accept it.
There we go. It is a strangely shaped stone. Oh, that didn't go on there. There we go. Give you a strangely shaped stone. And this stone is in the shape of a leaf. And it looks as though it's not been cut or carved, but it's been worn down by natural processes of erosion. Most likely this rock has been in a stream for decades or centuries even, to wear it as thin and fine as this is, and you even see veins of leaves on it, yet it appears as though no craftsman has touched this. And they tell you that should you ever need the help of an elf, to present this stone to them, and they will come to your aid, no questions asked.
Oh, thank you. I will cherish this.
As you spend the rest of the evening in their company, they bid you all to rest, that you needn't keep watch, but they will keep watch over you. And you are all welcome to take that full rest. And where you have this camp set up and they are watching over you, you don't even need to make a bushcraft roll.
Thank you, Brindolf. What is the name of your tribe, by any chance? Just so we know.
Our tribe. We are
Yes.
we are the Moon Dancers.
Ah. Bummer.
Is there a tribe that you seek?
Well, I was hoping you'd be Shara. That way, they'd be the Elfstones of Shara.
No, unfortunately. Those are our cousins.
Yeah.
And if everyone has done their rest, should have all your conditions released, all your hit points and willpower back. You wake up a little bit before dawn, and the elves are still there, and they are watching over your camp, but they are a safe distance away. They didn't want to be too close while you slept. They're keeping a watchful eye on you, but they're respecting your personal space. They didn't want to give any appearance that they were going to try to rob you while you were asleep or do anything such as that. But as the sun begins to come up, Agatha, you awaken first as you hear soft singing, and it's a dirge, it's a lament, and it's in an elvish tongue. Give me a languages roll to see if you recognize any of the words.
Yes.
You do, and perhaps you're familiar with a variation of this song. It's not one that you know or have ever performed, but you've heard bits and pieces. Perhaps the chorus is something that has been recycled over and over from bards over the decades. But it's a lament about a lost love, and you get the impression that this elf, that Aldonil, likely was promised to Iliel, that has been taken. That this is likely either his fiancée or his bride. Yeah, Phineas, give me a languages roll with a boon. You not only know the song, but you can easily understand the words, and you pick up that he has changed the words slightly to reflect his present situation. And you know that this particular song is not just a song, but it is almost the words of power, as though he is invoking something to be over the five of you as you go to help them rescue Iliel. And you would sense some magic in those words. After a short breakfast, they invite you all to continue on your journey. They are going to seek the woods, or search the woods around Fort Malus, but they encourage you to go to the very gates and seek Tylos. For they know that if they were to see Tylos, they would shoot him dead, and that it would be better for all if you were to approach them. Are you in agreement?
We will do this.
Excellent. We will need another bushcraft roll to get to the fort.
Okay,
We would like to do
Mr. Ivan.
that.
Ivan can do it.
Ooh.
No, he can't. Shoot. He is very disheartened by that roll. That was very bad.
Oh boy.
Almost, yeah,
All right.
almost as bad as that one.
Let's go back to the Misty Vale. We're going to have a mishap.
Oh, DM's favorite.
Makander's looking at Ivan. It's a big damn fort. How did you miss it?
Miss it.
I'm 2 feet lower than you are.
Not Makander.
Oh,
I mean, you guys are like, gee, Makander, Ivan, and Agatha are like tag team limbo champions.
that's true.
All right, let me grab the journey mishap table. And let me just make this private in case it gives away any information I don't want you to see right away. Do a roll. Oh, okay. Ivan. As the Pathfinder, you step right into a nest of wasps. A swarm of angry wasps attacks the entire group. Everyone must make an evade roll, and those who fail will suffer damage and a condition.
Good night. Sickening.
Oh boy.
I hate starting the day with conditions.
Well, Phineas is good. Ivan is not so good. Frostbite, no.
He's not pushing it.
Frostbite has an 18 of 8.
Wow. He rolled a 19, and then he rolled a 20.
Yeah, which he can't improve.
Nope. Frostbite for rolling a demon is going to take 6 points of damage. Everyone else that failed will take 3 points of damage. Sorry, you guys probably can't see that. I'll fix that. 3 points of damage, and then choose a condition of your choice. If you pass, you take no damage and no conditions. Which I think the only one that passed was Phineas. Did Agatha pass on
No.
the reroll? No.
Agatha didn't.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. So Phineas was the only one that was unscathed from that. After wandering into this wasp's nest, the journey continues for a short time. And
What are you doing, Dwarf? Give me that map.
I don't think he knows what he was doing. Let me grab this.
See? It's right damn there.
There's a path right next to the wasp's nest. He just walked right past it.
Oh, okay.
As you're coming out of the wasp's nests,
Emerson did dwarf do a mallard's job.
you find the new trail, and Makander leads you on this trail, confident that he knows the way. And you enter into a clearing, and up in the top of the woods, you see a huge. It's got to be a nest of some sort, piles of large branches, like maybe an eagle's nest in here. Let me take you to this map. It's just right up here in these trees, a huge nest.
Hey, Dwarf, go check for wasps.
We have
Short bow out. We're gonna sneak up there, take a look.
give me an awareness roll, please. Oh, I thought that was going to be a demon. Phineas's beast lore.
Oh,
You know that this is definitely a nest of a very large creature. Now, some eagles make incredibly large nests, but this is even larger than that. You suspect that this is larger than an eagle. Now, Agatha and Ivan, you spot movement in that nest. And you see a creature. You see a a huge wing. This wing is enormous. And then you see a head come up, and it looks a little different than anything you've seen, because then you spot a tail, and the tail looks like that of a lion. Phineas, you would know this is a griffin. Let's put us into initiative order just so we make decisions here.
I've seen the movie. I'm going to bow to it.
Nice. Hopefully it has seen Harry Potter. Ivan, you're up first.
He's a hunter though, so he's outdoorsy.
Give me a beast lore roll for Ivan.
A beast lore?
Yeah.
He's pretty good on beast lore.
He's what now? Yeah, he knows that these griffins are very aggressive predators, and they're specialized in hunting prey in the woods. You know that they often feed on horses and donkeys, and if it gets sight of your cart, it will likely attack.
Oh.
Are you okay, Ivan? You don't seem to be the same ever since the troll spire.
What
Not a
trauma
word,
has
elf.
befallen you?
Ixnay on the old tray. Look at me in the eye when you say that. Ivan being a hunter, though, he would not want to kill something without provocation. Monsters are one thing, but this is kind of on the border. But I also don't want to lose our cart.
Kenner looks at Ivan. If you let him eat the donkey, you're pulling the cart.
All right, I'm shooting.
Okay, you can see about half of him up there, so you will have a Bane on this roll. He's got some cover.
Well, he's been doing so well on everything else. Okay.
Oh, man.
What do you do with that?
You roll on the mishap table. So yeah, as you go to string the arrow, your hands are trembling, and you drop the bow, and the arrow just skitters down through the grass. And the griffin doesn't even notice. It's, for all it knows, it's the breeze.
I'm kind of glad, because as soon as I fired, I had misgivings. So, I think we should just try to slip by.
Phineas, what about you?
Well, perhaps a distraction will help us to slip by. I'm assuming the tree is a flammable object.
Very flammable.
Perhaps if I just set the base of the tree on fire, it will keep the griffin busy while we pass by.
Now, the tree it's alive. It will still burn, but it smolders first with the moisture in the wood, and a great plume of white, thick, acrid smoke begins to rise as the base of the tree is ignited, and the griffin begins to get agitated, and it's kind of looking around. You see it stomping its feet, turning in circles, and it's hunkered down like it's ready to take flight. Frostbyte, what do you do?
We'll use the cover of the smoke to guide the cart past the griffin nest.
Give me a sneaking roll. And I was going to give you a Bane because you're trying to sneak a cart, but then you would get a boon from the smoke, so it'll be just a straight roll.
Perfect.
Oof. Do you push it?
Still failed.
Oh, shoot. The cart is very quiet, and you're watching exactly where it's going, being very cautious. But I think you guys have a donkey that pulls your cart.
Mm-hmm.
The donkey did not get the memo, and it begins to bray loudly as though it wants to go a little faster, and you're urging it to go quietly. And as it begins to bray, you see the griffin's head turn almost on instinct and look down towards the cart. Makander. What does Makander do?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn this.
Learn Makander.
Yeah, we're not. There's not a lot to him.
No, he's got a weapon and armor, and he gets angry.
Yeah. All right. Frostbyte's incompetence at sneaking a donkey past a griffin. With this Makander off, he'll come up and try to get the griffin's attention by quacking loudly.
Nice. It definitely gets its attention. You don't even need to make a roll, but you can.
That's
if you
right.
like.
I was gonna do a performance.
Yeah, I was thinking I could have him do performance, but I think the griffin would definitely see that. It eyes Makander, and it's looking at you and at the donkey, and it sees perhaps lunch and dinner. And you see it crouched down, walking to the edge of its nest, ready to pounce. Agatha.
Quack in a aggressive fashion.
Well, as if quacking wasn't enough, Agatha is going to throw bagpiping on top of it, and we'll just see if we can confuse this damn thing.
Nice. As you begin to play, are you giving banes or boons?
Oh, boons, because this is a monster.
And then you need to do a performance roll, is that correct? Or is it just the...
I think it's just a willpower that I spend.
That's right. It's been a week, and I've already forgotten how your ability works. The musician... 3... Yeah, just 3 willpower, no roll. But your bagpipes let you reduce that cost. That's right.
Yes. Yep.
The griffin's turn. The griffin will swoop down, grab a character with its beak, and toss them with a flick of the head. I think it's going to go for Makander, but I will give it a roll. I'm going to weigh this. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 will be Makander. 5 is Frostbyte. 6 is Ivan. 7 is Agatha, and 8 is Phineas. Frostbyte. As you were leading the donkey, it comes down right at Frostbyte, and unless you can fast footwork or something, it's going to get you.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Ouch.
9 damage, and you're thrown 9 meters and land prone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 meters. Leave a trail of blood.
Is that considered falling damage and armor doesn't help, or?
It doesn't say that it's falling damage. I think it just flings you, and you would have kind of a soft landing anyway. But the griffin did swoop down, and it was over to here. It can move. Wow, it can move 30 meters. Holy cow! The griffin goes again. Rearing strike, it rears up before a player and tries to tear them apart with 1d6 rapid strikes. Each attack inflicts 1d8 damage. Holy cow. The attack can be dodged or parried, but only one at a time. Ugh. Okay. 1 is Ivan, 2 is Agatha. Ivan. Well, Mark, this is what you get for letting us run your character. All right. We move the griffin up. Let me see how many rapid strikes. If he's got armor, he might... Oh, gosh. He might be okay. 6 strikes. And he can't dodge or parry. So let's do. But his
No,
armor.
he can't.
And does he have good armor? Oh, he has leather armor. Shit.
He has next to no armor.
Okay. Well, we'll do this. I'm going to roll 68, and we will subtract 6 from it.
Oh,
Is that instant?
Shit.
what just happened?
What's his maximum hit points?
I mean, the maximum you could have
14
done was 48.
Holy cow.
He's down.
Yeah.
He's gripping.
Yeah,
He's dead.
he is ripped in half. So his maximum was 14. If he hit negative 14, he would be dead. And he took 31 points of damage, and he was at, 11? So he was at minus 20, which is more than minus 14. So that is,
Oh my gosh.
that is insta-death for
So
Ivan.
he was 11.
Yeah.
So the first D8 dropped him to 4. The second D8 dropped him, and then the next 3 as 3 death fails.
It would be
Now,
3
seeing
death
if
fails.
we-
Yeah. See if we could do the math that way.
Could save him that way, but no. Either way,
Yeah, it's the ones where he was down.
he was apparently the griffin smelled the corn in his beard.
Shoot.
Oh, Mark, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well.
All right, well, my evening got easier, but
Yeah. Okay. Frostbyte, you're up.
All right, Frostbite's going to stand up. Not liking how this is going. He's going to engage veteran to keep the 1 spot.
Oh, what just happened here?
So I'll lock that. And then I think we're gonna have to do it slightly different. I'm going to use hunting instincts this turn to get the scent of him.
It's mixed in with the scent of Ivan, but it's definitely there.
Griffins smell like corn.
Smell like troll shit.
And that's Frostbite this turn.
Phineas.
Well, Phineas is going to prepare his best spell for this.
The one that lets
Are
you
we
escape.
boons or banks right
Boons.
now? Okay.
It's going to try to evade that using one of its actions. And it does, but that'll cost one of its actions. You can move if you like. And then Agatha, your turn. You are up next to the Griffin. Do you want to trade with Makander? Or with the Griffin?
not with the Griffin, but Makander.
Okay. Then Makander can go next.
All right. Well, Griffins eating dwarves makes Makander angry. Wait, no, not round rest. Sorry. Put that back. By accident, because I wanted to.
Worst
use...
possible time to do your round rest there, Makander.
He didn't recover anyway, so I'll just uncheck that. So he's gonna come up here. He has a battle axe. He's not afraid to use it.
Gets a boon.
It's 2 of them because he's angry.
Oh yeah, double boon. That will count. It's going to evade. And it does. But that's going to cost its turn again. So its turn gets skipped. Agatha, it's your turn.
Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm moving.
Give me that evade roll.
I am.
If you don't move, I can guard you.
Okay. I'll just stay here and keep playing then.
Griffin's turn, he evaded, so we go to the next round. Frostbite, you're up first. We got pretty good initiative here.
All right. Well, Frostbite is going to take his hand crossbow. His broken hand crossbow. No. I hate something about this. He will come up and take his longsword, I guess. He will use one low power and the hunting instincts to give him a second advantage.
Nice. That's what we needed. He's going to try to evade it. He'll have to get a dragon. Nope, that hits him. 16 damage.
And then he will...
That hurts him. He's down to about half.
Darn it! Stop hitting the wrong button.
We know where the round rest button is now.
I keep meaning to hit the heroic abilities next to the round rest.
Oh.
Yes. Use veteran to keep that, and then he'll be done.
And then Makander. Oops,
Makander, who continues to be angry about dwarves. Although he's not certain why, because he never really cared much for the dwarf anyway. Heroic ability. Ill-tempered. Yes. This. 2 wounds. Basically, I'm just trying to dragon it to death.
Ooh. There we go. It's going to evade. And it evades. That's both of its turns.
Which means Phineas can burn
Phineas
it with fire.
Can burn it, and it cannot evade.
All
and
right.
if not, Agatha can cleave it with Kinnick's cleaver and might be able to get out of here.
Hopefully this is enough.
Thank goodness for the the boon.
Yeah.
Ooh. Not well. It might be. Let's see. Yes, it had 21. Let's. No one's making death saves. So we'll end that combat. The Griffin falls and succumbs, but Ivan is in 3 pieces. He has been rent into a right leg, a torso and left arm, and a head and right arm.
He just went to pieces. Poor dwarf.
And Ivan had, if anyone needs to scavenge from Ivan, he had a short bow, a dagger, a long spear. He had a bear trap, some rations, arrows, rope, sleeping fur. He has the small tent.
That's in the cart.
Oh, that's in the cart. That's right. So, in fact, if you want to put his body in the cart, that way Mark can loot him next time.
We can do that. How many rations has he got?
He has 6.
Frostbite would scavenge the 5 of those.
Okay, I'll leave him with 1.
Oh. Makander. Oh, Makander's got all kinds of room. Nice. Actually, I'm gonna have Makander get all 6 of those, and he'll just share them.
Okay.
But Frostbyte could really use the short bow and arrows.
Okay. If you want to take short bow and arrows.
Yeah, I'll
you
apply
got
them
that?
from
Okay, I'm going to take
from
that.
the.
Take that off of Ivan. He does have a long spear, a dagger, leather armor, bear trap. If anyone wants any of those. If not,
For the rest. For the
rest in the cart. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you say a few words over Ivan's mangled body, and what do you... Do you just throw his pieces in the cart? Do you make any sort of...
We'll wrap him in his leathers, or
his
like wrap him in sleeping fur?
Sleeping fur? As you look at him, he looks peaceful, which his last moments were anything but. As the griffin tore into him, you heard that high-pitched squeal that could curdle milk, and then the burbling sounds as his lungs were torn from his body. But now that you look at him, he looks as though he is sleeping, if someone could be sleeping in 3 different pieces. But you know that his lot in life was that of a hunter and an adventurer, and that oftentimes the hunter becomes the prey, and it is unfortunate that it happened with Ivan, but you know that he died doing what he loved. Being ripped in 3 pieces was what he loved, apparently. So, yeah. The tree is still smoldering with the griffin's nest on top.
He was definitely the most interesting dwarf I've ever met. You don't run into too many hunter dwarves.
No, he is. That's the first one I've ever seen.
He was a good dwarf and an asset to be missed.
But you know, after the trauma that he endured last time, maybe this comes as a relief to him. To finally
the shame is put to rest.
What is Phineas heating or chilling?
So he's going to chill the area around the tree and extinguish that fire.
Yeah, it takes a few moments. Again, huge plumes of smoke as the flames are reduced to mere embers. But the nest still remains up at the top of that tree. If someone were to climb that tree, they would be able to inspect that nest.
I'm going to send the raven up there to see if there's anything in there.
Yeah. The raven flies up, and do you see through the raven's eyes?
I think so. But the raven can come back and either shake his head or nod his head, as if it's worth going up there.
There are bits of jewelry. In fact, maybe it comes back with that first ring. But there's 2 rings, a gold necklace, some copper coins, and a set of playing cards. Apparently the griffin liked to play solitaire.
A deck of many things.
Were there any griffin eggs? I imagine a griffin omelet might be a delicacy.
Yes, in fact, there was an egg up there.
Looking at the cart contents, I don't see a grappling hook.
Somebody had one. It might have been Breg. In fact, I still have Breg's character sheet on here. Let me see if Breg had one, it would be in the cart. You wouldn't have buried it with his goods.
I could maybe use fetch. How tall is the...
Yep, Breg has one. The nest is up probably about 10 meters, about 30 feet up in the air.
So that's the range of the spell. Would it only be a weight 1 object, this egg?
The egg would be... it's probably a weight 2. It's kind of large.
Unless anyone objects, I'm gonna pull the treasure into the cart contents.
And
right.
Breg did have a grappling hook. That would be in the cart as well.
All right. Well, if someone wants to, can someone? Makander has got good strength. He'll throw the grappling hook up to set the.
Yeah, give me a strength roll to heave that up there.
Where you at? Close. Close. I have too many windows open. Trying to cover things over.
Ooh.
Well, he throws it up, and it comes back down. He barely gets out of the way from being hit in the face with it.
Yeah, it's a perfectly vertical throw. Just there's no angle to it at all.
Which, of course, makes him angry, but he's not going to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's doable, but it's with the size of the tree, it's a little hard to get it up, into the nest versus just crashing through the branches. And Makander is unable to do that. The raven or the fetch could retrieve everything but the egg. The egg would require someone getting up there.
Agatha will go up.
All right. This will be
Put some underwear on.
This will be a strength roll and then an agility roll as you get up into the narrower parts of the tree. So strength roll first. This is to get up the first 5 meters. You don't want don't want to fall here.
Well, I'm exhausted right now, but I'll give it a shot.
If you get a demon, you fall. Oh, hey, look at that.
Hey, look at me. And then agility.
Yep, you scurry up the first 5 meters. The second 5 will take an agility roll, a demon, and you fall. Yeah, you get up to the nest, and as you... The hardest part is climbing into the nest, because you actually have to suspend yourself from your hands hanging out over this 10-meter drop as you slowly pull yourself out to the edge of the nest and then pull yourself straight up into it. And from down below, you see her legs kicking and scrambling, trying to get a hold with her ankle and kicking out a few branches. And as they fall, it seems like they fall for a long time before they hit the ground. But finally, Agatha manages to scoot up there. And the first thing that you see are the bones. There are a lot of bones in this nest. Most of them have been picked clean. There are some large ones, probably deer or horse. There are some human-sized bones. Could be human or elf or orc or something. We all look the same on the inside. You can't really tell. But there's a lot of bones. This griffin has been well fed. And then you see the egg. It is olive-colored, and it's got little flecks of brown and red. It almost looks like an olive-colored granite at first, like it's almost a polished stone. But it is, in fact, egg-shaped, and if you touch it, it's quite warm, as though it has been incubated up here. What would
Can I fit it in my backpack?
have you got room for 2 items, or like the weight 2 stuff? Let's see your inventory. You're gonna have to.
I can throw some stuff down to the ground, like my field rations, or...
So you need to get rid of 1.25 stuff. Your bandages would be fine. You could drop those.
Yeah, throw my bandages.
You could drop your lockpicks. Or actually, if you drop your ration and your bandages, you'd be fine.
Okay, I'll drop those.
So rather than drop them, I'm just going to equip them so that it opens up there. Now you can hold a weight 2 stuff. And let me see, do I have the griffin egg in here?
How big is this thing?
It's about the size of like a basketball. And it's kind of heavy. It's cumbersome. It's not super heavy, but it's an awkward size and shape. Let me...
We'll have to hold this thing up to a torch or something to see if it's got a baby in it or if it's a fresh egg we can eat.
Let me just grab this real quick. Griffin egg. And get rid of this here. this griffin egg onto your sheet. There we go. Perfect. You have a griffin egg. Now the hard part's over, or the easy part's over, the hard part's getting down. How do you get down?
Well, I'd like to say the same way I came up, but I don't trust my dice.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and
I was going to say, from up here, the first thing you do, you get a nice vantage, a nice view. Give me an awareness roll as you're looking for the best way to get down.
I can see my house.
It's on fire.
God.
You see the tops of trees extending out, and you're not sure, but you're pretty sure you can see the troll spire from here, glittering in the sunlight, but it's kind of hard to tell because you're short and the nest is tall, and so as you get up on the edge, it's a little unsafe, and the wind is blowing up here, and so you don't dare get quite out to the edge. But if you want to push that and get yourself right out onto the edge as high as you can in the nest, you might be able to maybe spot Fort Malus from here. Or you can just find your way down.
I'll just find my way down. I'm not going to push this.
So the hard part is going to be climbing out over the edge, hanging from the nest as you climb back in towards the trunk of the tree. That's going to be an agility roll.
Okay.
Frostbyte and Makander are going to take the small tent and grab it at the corners to see, in case she falls, they can try and catch her.
Nice.
And she will say, "Ye of little faith."
Nope, just lots of experience.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've ever met a halfling?
You swing your legs over and just easily hand over hand into the tree.
It might be. I think the rest maybe we've met others. We just thought they were little kids.
Oh.
As you begin to climb down the tree, it's going to be another agility roll to make the first 10 meters down, and then it will be strength for that last little bit as your arms get tired. Yeah, you get down that first 10 meters, so now there's or the first 5 meters. So now there's about 5 meters from here down to the ground. This is going to be a strength roll as your arms and legs are getting tired.
Shit to bed.
Let me put you up here in the tree. Do you push that?
I'm gonna have to, because I don't want to die.
Your grip is exhausted, and as you are swinging out over a branch, you try to hold on tight, but you feel your grip slipping. Give me an acrobatics roll to try and reduce this by half.
Can we catch her?
Yes, it'll be a to catch her, I'm going to say it's a strength roll from both of you. If you both pass, she'll take no damage. But now she'll take half damage.
Frostbite will push that.
Nice. And can Makander hold the other end?
This egg better be worth it.
Ace push that. Why would anyone who knows my dice let me play their character?
I know. You fall, you slip, and you fall, and you try to catch yourself, and you position yourself during the fall to land kind of on your back on this to spread your weight out. And Makander and Frostbite manage to hold on to the tent. You hear the popping of a few seams, but the tent holds. You hit the ground, or you hit the tent with a little bit of a bounce as they pull on it. You pop up in the air, you kind of bounce up and down a couple of times. It's quite fun for you, you know, if it weren't your life on the line. They let you slip off, and now the question is...
Can I do a
Oh, go ahead.
Can I do an acrobats roll for a finishing flip?
Yes, please. Ooh, nice.
Ta-da!
You stick the landing, your arms outstretched, you take a little bow, and then you had your backpack. Maybe as you were falling, that's what your acrobatics roll was to do, was to slide the backpack around to your chest and hold the egg, because you know if you land it on your back, it's going to crush it. So you manage to save the egg, and as you get down, you pull the egg out and hold it up, just like holding up the Lion King's. So I can't remember his name. Not Simba. Holding up Simba, over the pride as you hold up this egg for everyone to see. You have claimed the griffin egg.
Only took us 4 conditions to get it.
Totally worth it.
Gosh,
Gonna make a
These-
giant omelet with it or French toast.
yes.
These German judge docked you 2 points for that. All right. While we pick up the pieces of Ivan and get everything back, Frostbyte and Makander would both like to take a stretch rest.
Yeah. I think Agatha would probably need just to catch her breath, if nothing else, from that arduous climb.
Makander cannot get willpower back to save his life. This one. And some help. And each will spend some time with their
Memento.
memento, yeah. Trying to. Oh, good. Makander's only got the 2, so that's not bad. Frostbyte still has 2. All right.
What do you do with the egg? Do you do anything now, or just put it in the cart?
Well, we're gonna try and like Frostbite also has sleeping furs. I guess we'll wrap it in sleeping furs and keep
Yeah.
it warm, and maybe get a pet griffin down the road.
Give me
Put it in Ivan's torso.
like a tauntaun. Slip
Yeah.
it in there. Give me a beast lore roll, Frostbite, as you are tending to this egg. You know it needs to stay warm. It needs to incubate.
If it hatches, can we name it Norbert?
Absolutely. You have a beast lore roll, Frostbite. There we are. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, you know that based on the size of this egg, the incubation period, what it might be, you make a rough estimate that within perhaps 3 or 4 days, this will likely hatch. If you can keep it warm for long enough, you may actually get a baby griffin out of this. The donkey is just standing there by the cart, swishing its tail, keeping flies away, and it just eyes you kind of sheepishly, like, what was all that commotion for? And it looks over and sees the griffin and stamps its foot a couple of times, a little bit uneasy, unaware that it has brought this folly upon you.
Yes, you did that, jackass.
As you continue on your way to Fort Malus, let me get us back to our main page. I need another bushcraft roll to get us the rest of the way.
I have a 10
Phineas.
bushcraft.
Phineas has a 15, so he'd be willing to do it.
Makander's just happy that it's not going to be Ivan doing it. So Phineas.
Phineas knows the way. He consults the sun and the position of moss on trees and rocks to know, or lichen on trees and rocks to know which way the sun should be shining to determine the directions. He also then just looks at the map and says, oh yeah, it's over there, and begins to head in that direction. And you make it to the outskirts of Fort Malus just as it's beginning to drift into late afternoon. Now, by the time you reach Fort Malus, the area around it's dark under storm clouds that begin to cover the misty veil, and raindrops and leaves perform a rustling, splashing dance in the gusty wind. Also joining in are the cones of light beaming at the forest from the top of the wall, from lanterns carried by guards peering outward, but longing inward to the warmth of the keep. As you near the outskirts of the fort, Frostbyte, you see someone approaching, and they're not sneaking, they're approaching openly, albeit quietly. And this person looks at you and raises their hand as though trying to get your attention. A word, sir. Can you help me?
Hello, Baldy. How can I help you?
Yes, I am Ossiar. I am an explorer, and I have come to free my friend Bluetooth from these ruthless knights. My friend has a scar running from his forehead down to his cheek over his left eye. It's unmistakable.
I got one of those too.
Yeah, well, they are quite fashionable amongst the more martial types, but not for my friend Bluetooth. He is more of a scholar.
Yes, and what did your friend do to get thrown into prison here?
He was brought here to work. They were seeking laborers to dig or excavate. I'm not certain. He told me, he wrote me in a letter that he was going with some knights to dig, and that was the last I heard of him. And now, without any other information, I come to reclaim him. He has been gone for too long.
When I think manual labor, I normally think professors.
Yeah, that is what concerns me, is that he is not the sort that would be digging or working, toiling all day with a shovel. He's more the sort that would be writing books or reading books on how to dig and the proper ways to excavate.
He's an ergonomics professor?
He is, yes. He's a chiropractor. It's all about the strength of the back.
Does he happen to know the story of the sword of Valadane and the statues, and maybe he's been recruited to look at those?
Oh, the sword of Durman. Yes, well, of course we know of that sword. We seek it ourselves. We come in seeking the pieces of the statue in this land. We have heard that there was one in a place here on the western side of the Vale, but so far we have had no luck finding it. We've been chased away everywhere we've gone. We are not adventurers, as you can see. I have come to beg his return, but perhaps I can create a diversion that would give you the opportunity to sneak into the keep. Unaware, you see those guards with their lanterns. They are ever vigilant.
Yeah, I do, but we've got a donkey here that's just shit at sneaking.
Well, I could stay back here with the donkey. I know all about them. I've read a book on donkeys and how to tend to
Makes
them.
you an expert. Yeah. Do I believe this guy is lying to me?
Do you want to use your insight?
Of course, because, how often do I get to use it?
Right.
Although, it just, come on. Workability. Insight. Well, honestly, if I was going to use insight, I probably should be a little better at awareness.
Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, because you used insight, and with an excellent roll, here's what happens. As he is pointing his right arm, he's pointing up to the guards on the tower. The sleeve on his right arm kind of slides down. It's rather loose and billowy, and you see he has a tattoo on his right forearm. and it is one you have seen before. It is the demon head of Sathmog. And after he points at the guards, he lowers his arm, and you see him pulling his sleeve down to his wrist.
We would certainly appreciate you creating a distraction, but I do worry that if you create the distraction too well, the guards will come down and take my donkey. What did you say your name was? Kidsius?
My name is Ossiar.
Ossiar. Okay.
Type it out. It's Ossiar.
That's right. But we will look for your friend and do what we can to free him. We have heard that the knights here are have really lowered their entrance standards.
That they have. They are brutes. I'll tell you what.
And have other hostages. So, I think we will take our rather than risk being discovered, we will take our chances with presenting ourselves as new recruits, and use that opportunity to look around.
Well, so long as you help me find my friend.
Yes, we certainly will.
Very well. I will wait out here in the woods. If you need my help, just whistle, and I will do what I can. And he kind of walks backwards into the dark shadows of the brush beneath a great tree.
Once we're out of earshot, I will let the rest of the party know that he's actually a member of the cult of the dragon, and that his friend probably is as well. Yeah. And that will make Makander angry.
Yeah, these are certainly Ossiar is a cultist of Sathmog. He bears the mark, and likely his friend Bluetold is as well. So, whether he was telling you the truth, you have your doubts. You suspect that the bit about his friend is probably true, but he seemed to omit the fact that he is not just an explorer or not just a scholar, but that he serves Sathmog in whatever capacity.
Well, we could just turn him into the knights and then be welcomed as heroes.
That you could.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I think Makander likes that idea a lot better.
All right, so do you go back to Ossiar and explain your plan?
Yep. Makander will go back to OCR and whistle, because I want to see a duck whistle.
Just spit flying everywhere as his tongue's just hanging out of his bill. And then he just finally yells out, "Whistle!" And OCR, like Homer Simpson coming through the brush, just emerges from the foliage near a tree. Yes, is it time for my diversion? I thought I might start a fire.
We've got an even better diversion.
Ooh, what is that?
You come with us.
And sneak into the keep?
Yes.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, he's going to be persuaded, all right.
At knife point.
I lost my dwarf. I ain't messing around anymore. This is bullshit.
Ooh. Agatha is she can't quite keep a straight face. Like,
nope.
I don't know, little one. Perhaps it would be good to have a man on the outside. What?
We think it'd be better to have an extra man on the inside. Let's go.
Well, I suppose I can. It's for my friend. for Blue Tooled. I'll do what I can. And he slips a book into his pack and begins to follow Agatha. But he's looking around rather nervously, and his posture is that of someone who's uncomfortable. Like he's not ready to head in alone. He was hoping that he had found someone who might do that for him.
And I guess we go up to the front door.
Alright, let me take us to Fort Malus. Get your tokens here. Keep wanting to grab Ivan, but no Ivan. And let me drag you guys to this map. Alright, so from here, let me just describe what you see and then we'll probably take our break. So, from here, the wall around Fort Malus is as tall as 3 full-grown humans, cracked, weathered, and covered in vines, but still sturdy. 2 large cracks, probably big enough to get through, can be seen in the northern and eastern walls. There's a large crack over here, and there's one on the eastern wall over there. It's not quite fully dark. To reach the wall undetected would require a sneaking roll. Under cover of darkness, you would get a boon. If you went over to those cracks, you could likely peer through and see what's going on inside. The people up on top of the parapet, you get a good look at some of them, and they, of course, the one guy looks like he's some German farmer with a shovel, but these are not knights. These look like mercenaries, perhaps even slavers or brigands. They have hired a motley band to help them here, and that does not sound like anything that you would have expected knights to do. The fortress's 5-meter high and equally wide double gate of bronze must once have been an impressive sight. It lies directly in front of you. Its surface now is as green as the moss that has taken hold around the edges. The outline of a coat of arms, a tree with golden apples, is barely visible, and the gate is slightly ajar. And so here is the gate right here. Let's go ahead and take our break, and then we will head into Fort Malus. I will be back in about 7.5 minutes.
Kobolds are afraid of me. Crack but it doesn't make much sense to me. I think that the DM might be out to get me. A hero in armor and truth, bards tell my legacy. The flame of my torch illuminates the enemy. I win in the battle, you win foes asunder. Deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. The bodies pile up before me, the corpses I plunder. The deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a needle caper. And while in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate is unspoken. No. I drink my last potion. I charge through the open gate. The flame of the dragon tried to seal my awful fate. With a handful of dice, 5 times I rolled 20. The dragon goes down. The DM helped bloody. I leave with the princess, a satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern where my mighty tale unfolds. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a naval caper. While in real life,
All right, I am back. We broke the news to Mark while we were gone, and yeah, not the kind of news you want to give, but at the same time, he can wear that like a badge of honor that he let someone else run his character and they got them killed in the first 20 minutes of the session. All right. Looks like Henrik is back. Is Craig and Reese, are you guys back? We'll give them a moment.
I mean, really, it was Ivan's fault.
If
he hadn't gotten lost in the bushcraft.
Yep. We wouldn't have ended up there. So, yeah, ultimately, like, who can we blame? Craig. That's who we can blame is Craig. So, that's who we will blame is Craig. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, Craig, that's awesome. I need to add that as an item into Foundry. Oh. All right, are we ready? Craig, are you back with us?
Yes. Sorry,
All
I was muted.
Oh, no worries. All right, I think we're ready. So we are outside of Fort Malus. We see the gate before us. It is ajar. Well, it's a gate that's slightly open. And there are two guards up on top, and they are peering down, watching all who would dare to approach. Osiar says, "Oh, how do we get in?" And he looks at Agatha. What do you suggest?
We're going to walk in.
Makander steps up. Hello, fellow knights. We have come at the invitation of Sir Tulips. He said that if we were in their neighborhood, we should stop by, and so we are here.
Osiar turns paler than he already is. What? This is your plan? Oh no. And
Also, we brought a dragon cultist.
oh no. And he begins to struggle, and he starts to back away and turn to run. Is anyone going to try to stop him?
Frostbyte's just gonna hit him over the head with the pommel of the hilt of his sword, knock him out.
Yeah. In fact, you don't even need to make a roll for that. You conk him. He's pretty weak, pretty feeble, and he drops. You see the gates open before you, and there is a party there to meet you. Several rough and tumble adventurers, as well as this person here, is wearing the plate armor of a Knight of the Immaculate Flame. And they say, "Enter! Bring us your quarry."
Now, he looks old and feeble, but he's old and feeble. Show us the way to the dungeon. We'll be happy to deposit him there.
Well, we haven't a dungeon, but I suppose we can make do. And while you're here, you get sight of a few things. The first thing you see is that off here to the east, there is a large tree. This thing is just huge. There's a small 1 meter high cement wall around it, but then you see this mostly dead tree sticking up, and there's only a few scant leaves near the top, but it looks like it is like the white tree in Minas Tirith. This thing is pretty much gone, clinging to some little vestige of life. The other thing you see is the remains of a bonfire here. It's now smoldering. You see bits of charred wood here and there. And Phineas, give me an awareness roll. Do you push that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's, as you're glancing around, everything is dark and dingy and dirty. This fort is in a terrible state of being. This figure steps forward, introduces himself as Nicleon. I am Nicleon, a knight, the Immaculate Flame, one of the keepers. Have you brought us a cultist of Sathmog?
We have. Where's your prison at?
Please escort the man to one of the holding cells. And there's a spot over here. We will... actually, no. He says, down here. Down past the fire. Put them there. We will interrogate him in due time. As you move him down to here, you open up that door and put that poor fellow in there. Inside that room, Frostbyte, as you go in,
Makander's going to stay in and talk. Makander's going to stay and keep everyone else's attention while we do this, so that we have a chance to look around.
Excellent.
For other visitors.
As you take OCR in there, Frostbyte and Phineas, you see that the door to that larger shed is open and a faint light spills out onto the grass. Otherwise, it looks like the small buildings next to it, a mossy stone facade and broken roof. When you go in there, there's already a knapsack in here next to a set of shackles. And you see spilling out of the knapsack a sleeping fur, a few pots and pans, a shovel, as well as a broken ocarina shaped like a grinning demonic rooster. You drag OCR in here. Do you shackle him?
I think you might have found your friend. Was your friend a big Zelda fan?
Yes, he played music from time to time. Oh, my head. What have you done? You've doomed us all.
Oh, well. I am not going to shackle him. Did he give me keys to the door?
It locks from the outside. So you could just shut it and it would be locked. He did not give you keys. The door was already open.
All right. Wait here. We'll come back for you. Never.
Phineas, as you were standing over here and this was happening, give me an awareness roll as you potentially pick up on a conversation. Do you want to push that?
Yeah, I suppose I will. Oh, wow.
Boy, you are just... you can hear...
I'm 15 in awareness, so...
You can hear voices coming from behind this door, but that was all you could hear. There's someone in there. It sounds like two voices, but you didn't pick up any words.
As we're coming, and I'm looking at these other doors, like this one here, this one here, this one here. Are any of them locked from the outside?
This door here is locked from the outside, just like the cell that you just put OCR into. Give me an awareness roll as you approach that door.
I will unlock the door.
As you unlock the door, you hear the end of a conversation. You hear someone say, "Coercion and threats, never!" And then the door opens, and you see two figures. The first figure... Let me pull up some pictures here. The first figure is an elf. This is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed elf, and she is Her arms are bound in metal shackles. And the person speaking to her is a woman. Oops. And she is grab this, dressed in armor. This will show two figures, but she's the one with the bright red hair. And she is speaking rather firmly to the elf. And the elf seemed to say that coercion and threats, never. And then the door opens, and the knight turns to look at Frostbyte. Who are you? Are you here to dig?
No, my lady. I was sent to get you. I have brought you a prisoner, but his health is fading fast. If you're going to get any information about him, he says he knows where the statue is. Follow me.
Ooh, give me a persuasion roll with a boon. Thank goodness for the boon.
Yeah.
Yes, quickly. And she leaves and slams the door behind her. And as she comes out, Phineas, you see this knight is coming with Frostbite.
Does she lock it?
She does. Yep, it locks from the outside.
All right. I will come. I will unlock this door. Open it. Quickly, my lady. His health is fading fast.
As you open
I will go.
She steps in. Ah!
I shouldn't lock the door.
Nice. You
Then
hear,
I come back and
you hear shouting coming, let me out! Let me out! And it's muffled. But you do have the door locked. You open this one.
Mm-hmm.
And you see
Are you
an elf.
Olio?
Iliel is my name.
Close enough. We ran into a couple of elven friends of yours. They said that you should that we should try and rescue you.
Oh, thank you. By the moon's sacred light, I knew that someone would come. Quickly, break these bonds.
Who? Oh, sure. Who was the knight? Who was the knight interrogating you?
Oh, Isadelia. She is a foul one indeed. These knights, and she says the word almost derogatorily, they are but a remnant of the good that used to be. They seek to restore the Dragon Empire by purchasing the dragon's help. They seek gold. They hear there is great treasure buried beneath the fort, and they have sought those who would dig it up. But they needed help. There is an inscription that they cannot read, and I refuse to read it for them because it is sacred to this place and to this tree. I will not see them defile it.
All right. Well, follow me and look downtrodden or whatever.
Nice.
Is this inscription, is it in Elvish?
It is. You would likely be able to read it. But
How
it is
much gold
old
would they offer?
Elvish. They were not offering me gold. They threatened my very life if I did not obey.
Well, they seem like unreasonable sort then.
That they are. They dare to
was
call
the knight's
themselves knights.
What was the knight's name again?
The woman is Isadelia.
Perfect.
There was
I'll
also
forget it.
there was Tylos was the other knight that you had heard of from the elves, and there was the knight up here at the gate. His name is Nicleon. While you guys are doing this, what is Agatha doing?
Kind of watching them just to kind of pick up on their body language.
As you look at the knight, he looks to be standing proud, like someone in armor. Almost has to. You can't really slouch in that plate armor. But he has an air of haughtiness about him. as though he deems you and these others next to him to be his lessers, and that he would not do the digging himself, but these others can scratch at the earth for all they want. The other people standing there with him, they do not speak. It's almost as though they are dogs on the leash, ready to obey their master, and they look to him for their reaction. But this is a very unsavory looking lot. These folk look as though they are not strangers to criminal enterprise, strangers to death or murder or killing in general. Very dangerous lot.
Well, crap.
Do you say anything or carry on any conversation while Frostbyte and Phineas were gone?
No.
So, Makander will be 100%.
Yeah, what would Makander be doing?
So there we were. People follow me. People follow me because I'm a knight. And look at Sir Hottie over here.
He's like, knight. And he rolls his eyes.
Yes, well, I'm also a knight, and people recognize knightliness when they see knightliness, and so they're naturally following me. So we were going through the forest, and we heard this weird chanting, and as they came up, we saw that old man, the dragon cultist guy, and he had 3 demons.
What?
He was lying there on some pillows, and like one was feeding him grapes.
The one
he
you
had
brought
3
in just now had 3 demons serving him?
He did. He's super strong and super powerful, but I was able to sneak up on him, even in this plate mail, because I'm a good knight, and I bopped him on the head with my sword. And the demons, being free of their summoner, left and went back to Demonville. And we brought him here to you. But he's super dangerous. You got to take a lot of care with him. And he said he has a partner.
Give me a performance roll with a boon.
Why would anyone trust him with their character? I mean, seriously.
Oh.
Hey!
He draws his sword and says, "It's time to cut the head off of the demon." And he whirls around and he begins to walk towards that cell that you took him to. As he comes past the bonfire, heading towards that cell, what does... he doesn't even notice, with the dragon, he doesn't even notice Frostbyte and Iliel standing nearby. But he is headed down towards that cell.
I will look at the ruffians. Frostbite will look at the ruffians and say, "Good news. Knight Isadella was able to break her. She knows where we should be digging, and she's going to lead us to it. We'll be right back, and then we're leaving."
Well, we need to be paid first. We're not leaving until we get paid.
Well, go take it up with Tylos.
Tylos isn't here. He's out recruiting more help.
Well, take it up with the dude with the brown hair that's always blowing like there's an unfelt wind around him.
Nick Leon? That guy.
Yeah.
That guy's pompous. Fine. You guys stay here. I'm going to go get our money. And he runs after, Sir Nick Leon, sir. And Sir Nick Leon is just stomping away towards that cell. What is Phineas doing while this is going on?
Right, so, hi.
Yeah, Phineas is, I don't know, perhaps just edging ever closer to the gate.
As you're edging closer, you see Iliel over here. She turns her head and she's looking at that tree. And she pauses. She's got freedom. She could just walk right out of here. But she stops and she looks at that tree as though she's torn about what to do. And she turns and looks back at the 4 of you with a pleading look in her eye.
Look, lady, you got friends in the forest that are going to help us. But we got to get you out of here first. The duck's a good liar, but he's not that good a liar. Let's go.
What's with the tree?
It's nearly dead, you see. And I think I could save it.
What?
I can't let them get into the cellar. They have dug their way to the door. They know where to get in, but they don't know how. They cannot read the inscription. But I can. I know how to save this tree.
Can I wait till tonight when we start?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Yes, under the light of the moon, we shall make it happen. And she heads out with you. And you guys leave the fort?
Yeah, we'll go find the other elves.
Perfect.
Come over with a plan to get in, save the tree, either unearth or reblock the cellar, whatever we're gonna do.
Let me shut that door. Let me move these people to where they would be. That just so you don't see. I'm just going to shut that door. Put them here. And let me grab the other two elves. What were their names? Let me grab them really quick. Got them on a map here. As you come out, after a short time, the other two elves come and approach. This is Aldonil and Orifin. They approach. They are overjoyed to see Iliel, and Aldonil embraces her, and she begins to sob and says, "They are nearly there, and if they break in, then there will be no saving the tree. You know this to be true. If we cannot get in, perhaps they will disrupt Rotlog, and Rotlog will not be able to save this tree. But if we can get in and free Rotlog first, then the tree will reclaim the fort, and this land will be made whole, and the sickness will be gone." Phineas, give me a Myths and Legends roll to see if you've ever heard of the name Rotlog. And that's not what Ivan did last time, or what he was cleaning up. Rotlog. You know that Rotlog is said to be a spirit. It's a spirit of nature. That it is said that Rotlog is as crooked as a dwarfen birch tree, with skin as rough and pale as the bark of a birch tree. That his face is wide and toothless, his nose is like a small bud, and his eyes like tiny peppercorns. He has only one goal in life, and that is to see that nature thrives. What are you intuiting?
My intuition, do I know what the consequences would be if we help the elves to do this, or if we were to help the knights to achieve their goal?
If you were to help the knights to achieve their goal, it is likely that that the tree would die. That, according to what Iliel has said, the tree would die, and that Rotlog would be set loose, and this could be disastrous. But if you were to help Iliel, Rotlog would still be loosed, but the tree would be saved, and he would be at peace. And they urge you to do this. Nature abhors change. Nature likes things to be the status quo, and putting a fort over the roots of this great tree has disrupted everything. And they tell you that Rotlog will set things right and take his place inside the tree, but because of the fortress, he has been unable to nourish the tree. and they look at each other almost with a look of great concern, as though if Rotlog is not allowed to nourish the tree, who knows what could happen.
Would Rotlog find another tree that would make him happy as well, or does it have to be this particular tree?
He is bound to this tree, and this tree bound to him. They share one another's fates. If he were to be turned loose, it is not within our power to bind him to nature. It would take a being of great power to do this. Perhaps one of the elder trees could do this.
Oh, we just so happen to be on good terms with an elder tree, the ancient tree, but it seems our options here are either to have a ghost on the loose that is happy with us or angry at us.
If you could appease Rotlog, perhaps you could speak to the ancient tree, the mossy elm, and it might be able to coerce him into goodly service again, but I fear he has grown angry with his time trapped beneath the walls of this fortress, and I cannot guarantee your safety. But you do speak wisdom in that if there is anyone in this land that could convince Rotlog to temper his anger, it would be the ancient tree.
Well, sounds like a no-win situation.
I'll let you guys make your plan. Decide how you want to proceed, if you want to proceed, or you can just take Iliel and flee and seek the piece of statuette in another place.
I think we sneak in. We take care of the false knights. We heal the tree. Convince Rotlog that healing a tree is his job, and he's going to be busy doing it, and then get the hell out of here.
Well, that sounds simple enough.
Except for the
Is there
very
any
first part,
chance-
the whole sneaking part, that's where it's all going to fail. but other than that,
You're
it
wrong.
sounds great.
Is there any chance that the elves would come and help us
Yes, they will
in
lend
their
bows.
endeavor? Because we're down a man.
Yes,
half a man.
They will assist you in whatever means they can. If they need to bring their bows and risk their lives, they absolutely will.
Well, perhaps I could create a diversion, and I could approach the knights and perhaps give them false clues regarding the inscriptions on the tree, and that could then make it easier for the rest of the group to sneak in.
I like this plan. I'm glad to be a part of it.
You love it when a plan comes together?
Yeah.
I don't see any flaws in it, except for dice rolls.
All right, so let's go over the plan again. So first thing is to sneak in. How do you propose to sneak in?
Well, first of all, we gotta get the elves to find a safe place for Jackass in the cart.
That they can do. In fact, they can calm the donkey into a state of sleep where it will not awaken until they return.
All right, then we'll check on our griffin egg to make sure it's nice and warm.
It is still warm. You do slightly turn it a bit. That's one thing that you did roll well on your beast lore. You know that the egg needs to be turned every now and then so it doesn't stick to the inside of the shell. And it's still warm. You give it a little loving caress and hope that when this griffin is born, it imprints upon you and doesn't just tear out your throat. But time will tell.
Well, that's how they imprint upon you.
Right?
If it hatches while we're not here, perhaps it will imprint on the donkey.
On the donkey.
Love it.
That would be fantastic. Iliel says there are three ways to gain entrance back into the keep. We can go through the main gate. It does not close all the way. It is always slightly ajar because of the rust and patina. However, if you do not get through easily, it will squeak, and it's quite loud. It will alert any guards. You might try going through one of those cracks in the wall. You would easily fit, and they point at Agatha. However, you, and points at Frostbyte and Makander, you may find the going a little more difficult. It's a tight squeeze. It's quite narrow. Or you can try to scale the wall, but it's quite tall. There are vines that run up and down the wall, but it can be very slick. How do you propose to approach?
I think probably the cracks would be best. What do you guys think?
I agree.
And then once you're inside, you'll likely find the knights inside the keep proper. That is where the dig takes place. I don't believe you went in there. The main doors are near where the bonfire was. If you can gain access to there, you'll find the dig. And I fear that that old man you brought in will not still be alive by the time you return.
I'm okay with that.
All right. As you approach, the donkey has been settled down. You still see the two men up atop the tower, or up atop the wall. They are shining their lights out here and there, looking for anyone that might be coming in to intrude upon the tower. They also are only watching the main gate. They're only looking over here in this direction. So approaching to sneak through, if you go through this large crack here, might be relatively easy as long as you stay in the shadows. Who goes first?
Well, I think we should probably try the biggest people first.
Frostbite's probably the largest.
Yep. Here we go. Stealth, sneaking.
Yep. And you get a boon.
Oh, good. Offset my bane from the stuff. I don't think I'm going to do a hell of a lot of talking, so I'll become disheartened by that.
There we go. Nope. Close, but not quite. You get up here, you kind of lunge towards the wall as the lantern light, it's kind of passing to and fro. You get up to the wall, and you get yourself wedged into the wall. And as you're in there, the going gets a little rough, and you push yourself through. You manage to get through, but you dislodge a few rocks, and they clatter and clamber down to the stone. And you see the lantern light immediately turn back, and it's kind of scanning right here next to you. It's just about to shine its light on you. What does Frostbite do?
He's going to do a dive roll off to one side in a super acrobatic fashion.
Excellent. Give me an acrobatics roll.
And hide behind a pile of rocks.
Nice. Oh yeah. Like a ninja, you just jump to the side. Oh, not that far. Jump to the side and hide behind some rocks, and the lantern light flashes over you. And then the guard turns back and he's looking out into the darkness again. Who's next? Makander?
Sure, why not? Seeking. As bad as.
Didn't we say this would be the part where the whole plan would fall apart?
It is. Making noise makes them angry.
Oh, nope.
Like I said, he's as bad as Frostbyte is.
Same thing. He gets through, but there's a scrape of armor, and the guard up top shines his light down. You can try to do another acrobatics roll, otherwise he's going to sound an alarm.
No one here but us ducks.
Do you push it?
Really? Really? He's not even much talking there.
Man. Yeah, the shrill whistle sounds, and you see Frostbyte and Makander. You see one of the knights. This is Nick Leon, begins to approach. What is it? Who goes there? And the guard says, I heard a sound coming from the wall. Well, shine your light down here. While this is going on, Phineas, you're probably next. If you want to
Phineas
go
was
next.
going to approach the main gate, wasn't he?
Okay. You go up to the main gate. The main gate is slightly ajar. You can make an acrobatics roll to squeeze through without making any sound. It's kind of like sneaking, but you're just having to get around the edge of that door without bumping it.
We are the noisiest bunch.
All right, this little drum just pissed me off.
Hey! Are you going to push that, Phineas?
No, I do not.
There's
I
a
figure we're about to be discovered.
there's a squeak, and you come through the door, and that squeak gives Nick Leon just enough time to turn and look towards your direction. Takes the heat off of Frostbyte and Makander. Agatha, let's do you, and then we're going to get into initiative. How are you trying to get in?
I will follow Phineas in.
Okay, that's an acrobatics roll. Of course, at this point, I don't know that it matters. Wow.
Probably not. I'm just gonna squeak in.
Squeak. You get
What
in.
the hell?
Let's roll initiative. Let me draw the cards. And let me grab this guy. And these guys. Agatha, you are going to be up first. Let's get some combat music going here.
I'm going to start the bagpipe music up, and I think we're going to go Banes this time.
Banes, nice.
I don't want another Ivan to happen.
Do you move at all?
Oh, hell yeah.
Moving up, nice. Orifin will fire a shot at this guard up here on the wall. It hits adventure. Wow, for 2 damage, really. Okay. I didn't say these are good elves. They're, good shots. Nick Leon. Oh, man. Let's see. He is going to use Veteran. And is he going to do this one? No. Okay. He's got a heavy warhammer, as well as his plate armor. He is... Alright. 1d3. 1 is Agatha, 2 is Frostbyte, 3 is Makander. He turns and looks at Agatha as you approach. The bagpipes make it hard to stay hidden.
Yeah.
And he swings his heavy warhammer at you to... Oh, I forgot to do a Bane on that. Let me re-roll that. Didn't really matter. Do you want to evade or fast footwork or take the hit?
Yeah, I will fast footwork.
Okay. Yes, you do. You can move 1 square.
One square?
1 square. Iliel has no weapons. She should have a bow. Let me fix this. Okay, let's fix that. She will come in. She will fire at the knight. She has a personal vendetta against them. And it's not personal enough, apparently. Adventurer number 5. Makander.
Makander switches with Frostbite.
Okay, Frostbite.
Really need something that's gonna hit. Oh, I guess my sword. Alright. Frostbite's gonna attempt to bash him with a sword.
Nice.
Gosh. And I'm exhausted already. Oh well. Nothing for it but try it.
Ooh. Roll damage. His armor will block all of that. Your sword scrapes against his armor. There's a hissing sound as metal meets metal, but it does not get through.
My strength modifier is nothing. Is his strength modifier nothing that I can push him 1 square?
Yes, you could move him. No, sorry, he has a D4 strength modifier.
Okay. The whole point of that was to move him 1 square so I could get Makander up there, but he can't get there. All right.
Yeah, shoot.
That's all Frostbite's got.
Adventurer 2 will thrust down at... Well, actually, no, that's too high. It's going to run over here, right to there, and then fire a bow shot at Makander. Oh, and with the Bane. Forgot to add the Bane. Let me do that again. Either one's a hit.
What the heck?
Oh, gosh. Gonna hit Makander for 12. Makander, you can evade that if you want, or would you have take? I should have asked you first. Okay. You take the hit.
He was going to take it either way.
You take an arrow right to the back.
That's going to piss him off.
The door flies open as the other knight comes out with a long sword and large shield. A bow shot will ring out towards Frostbite from atop the tower.
Sure.
A heavy crossbow, actually. And I forgot to give him a Bane, sorry. Let me roll that again. I'll remember it by the time the song ends. Oh, okay, it's a miss. Excellent, because of the song.
Nice job, Agatha.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makander.
All right. Well, getting shot in the back pisses him off.
Nice. Ooh. That might take him out. Oh, no. He's sitting at 1 hit point. Does he have chainmail? Is that why? Or studded leather. Yeah, I reduced it by 2. Shoot.
Yeah. That's what he's got.
Aldemil will fire a bow at the crossbowman. That's a hit. There we go. Nice. Phineas.
Right. The knights they both have their plate mail on?
Let's see. The man does, the female. Yes, they both have plate armor.
Well, I know just the thing for people wearing plate armor.
A little lightning.
No. The doubt they like falling.
Oh, no. Okay, so he needs to make, is it an evade roll?
Yes.
Alright, he needs to beat a 10. Oh, wait, does he get a Bane or... Well, it doesn't matter.
Bane with the song.
Yeah, Bane with the song. Doesn't matter. He rolled a demon on that, so he is going to fall. And power level 2 is at 6 meters.
6 meters, yes. He can have it with an acrobatics roll.
Okay, let me give him an acrobatics roll. He needs a 10 or lower on this. Oh, sorry, it's with the Bane. Okay, let me re-roll it. Nope, he got it, so he'll have it. So 3d6 damage, armor has no effect. He's got 1 hit point left. He has 15 hit points. You can move if you like, and then adventure number 3 will take his turn.
Alright.
And we'll fire a shot at Frostbyte with a light crossbow. Now I'm going to remember to put the Bane on there. Oh, excellent. That is a miss. We go to the next round. Adventure 1, the guy with the bow. He's going to go for one of the elves. Guy with the crossbow. That's a miss. Not only a miss, but a mishap. Oh, he's out of arrows. Excellent. Well, that guy's out of action. Let me delete his crossbow. Okay, adventure 4. Coming in at Agatha. He's got a battle axe in hand. Slashes at you. And that's a miss. Ilio will fire a shot at to try and save. Can't you see? If she comes in, she can see that girl that interrogated her. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's where she'll go, right there. And that's a hit. Plate armor blocks all of that. Adventure number 2 is going to long spear at Makander. He's going to try and topple Makander. No, he's going to find the weak spot on Makander. And he gets a Bane plus an extra Bane for doing that. Yeah, that's a miss. Nicleon. We will do...
What the hell was that? Are you trying to tickle me?
He's scratching me? Is my grandmother patting me on the back? We'll use Veteran again. And he will swing that heavy Warhammer at Frostbyte. With the Bane. With the bit.
Oof.
That's a success. Does Frostbyte evade or parry or take the hit?
There's no way in hell he can take that hit.
No. Because, yeah, that was going to be 2d10 plus 1d4. So you can move one square. Excellent. Mark Frostbite used your action. Aldenil will fire longbow at the guy with the heavy crossbow. Ugh. Frostbite used your action to evade. Agatha.
I will keep playing.
Oh, do you want to switch positions or?
Ready, Makander?
Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. Switch with Makander. Makander, you are up next.
All right. Well, this guy not dying makes him angry.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's gonna do
Are you
it.
dead now?
He is dead now. You can move.
All right, he's done.
Nice. Let's go to adventure number 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 is Phineas, 2 is Agatha, 3 is Frostbite, 4 is Iliel, and 5 is Makander. Three is Frostbite.
Right. Yep.
With a light crossbow. With a Bane. Ooh, that's a hit. Do you have anything to evade that? No fast footworks.
Nothing. No.
6 damage.
Nothing for that. Good.
Short bow coming in at Iliel. That's a hit. Ooh. Oh, she's badly hurt. Orifice, or Orifin, that's his name. Longbow shot at the guy that had the heavy crossbow. Man. And then they will move in. Phineas.
Yeah, I guess I'll do another pillar. Seemed to work well the last time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Needs to beat a 10 on an evade roll.
With a Bane.
With a Bane. Yep, let me do that again. Aha, does not. Let's do an acrobatics roll. Keep the highest. Take the 19, so he's going to take all the damage. So that was only a level 1, so 3 meters.
So it's 6, but I'd imagine that'll do.
Yeah,
at least
he's got 1 hit point, no armor. All right, how do you take him out?
So I raise up a giant pillar of stone, and he slips off of it, and he's bludgeoned on the rocks below.
Nice. You can move as well.
I'll stay here.
Okay. Isabella. What does she got? Okay. She's got a long sword. She can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's coming in at Agatha.
Already?
Oh, with a Bane, sorry. That shouldn't matter unless it's a demon. Oh, we'll take the miss. Agatha, your turn.
I will continue to play for Banes.
Do you try to move away? Might get annihilated if you don't, or if you fail your evade roll.
Yeah. I will back over here.
Give me that evade roll. You really want to make this. Oh, you're gonna get hit twice.
That's alright.
You gonna take the hit?
Yeah.
Alright. Battle Axe comes in with a Bane.
I should have just stayed there.
Bane is a miss, and then the long sword with a Bane. That's a hit.
I'll use fast footwork.
Okay. Otherwise, you're getting hit for 14 damage. There you go. Adventurer number 4. He will pursue you with his battle axe, sweeping it in at your legs, trying to chop you down to the ground, slashing at your hamstrings. That's a miss. Aldemil. He's got to take this guy out. That'll do it.
No.
Oh, nope. Oh my gosh. He's terrible with his bow. Okay. Alright, coming at Frostbyte with a long sword. With Bane. Ooh, thank goodness for the Bane. Adventure number 3. 2, 3, 4. Oh no, sorry, he has ranged weapons. He's going to stay here, and he will fire at, let's see, 1 Agatha, 2 Phineas, 3 is Orphan, 4 Frostbite, 5 is Ilial, and 6 is Makander. Makander. Crossbow bolt flies in your general direction. With a Bane?
I duck.
You duck. Oh, that's going to be a hit. Do you want to parry with a shield, or evade that, or take the hit?
So I have defensive and shield block. So,
Ooh, nice.
well, I just need to do defensive and then parry the shield.
Right.
So yeah. So Makander, rock ability, defensive, yes. Shield here, parry.
I'll roll the damage for this attack. It's a successful parry. Your shield would take 6 damage. You managed to block it all. Agatha, you're up.
I will switch with Makander.
Makander, you are up.
All right. People trying to shoot him with crossbows make him angry. Oh. Apparently he's running out of steam to be angry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's like, one more bar left.
Ooh.
People shooting at him with crossbows do make him angry, but
Just
he's
not in
gonna
that way. Not ill-tempered angry. Just angry.
Oh my god. Alright. That's gonna make him sick.
There we go. Nice. That should take him out. Excellent.
Worth it.
This guy no longer has his crossbow, but he has a sword. He will come down, and then he can move. One more. 5. Frostbite.
You good over there, Agatha?
Yeah.
Good-ish.
Doing all right.
Dance around between them.
Nice.
I need to get my sword skill up at some point.
She's going to use veteran.
Nope.
No.
That's all he's got.
All right. Iliel is down, but not, or almost down, but not out. We'll let me kill this guy. We'll fire a shot at the lady.
Oh, don't miss.
Yeah. Nope. She missed. Phineas.
Right. I will summon a blast of fire.
Yes, you will. Nice. Adventure 5. Short bow. Cannot see Agatha. We'll do 1 Frostbite, 2 Makander, 3 Iliel. Frostbite.
I accept this.
You accept the terms of defeat.
Yes.
Oh, take the demon. Nice. This guy no longer has a bow. Let me get rid of his bow.
Learned it.
But he does have a battle axe at hand, and he will switch to that weapon, and then he will move in.
6 bullets you fired 18 times.
Orphan with a longbow will go after this one right here. Actually, no, we'll go after this guy. As he's running up with his sword out, Orphan draws back, fires off an arrow, and absolutely drills this guy. Double weapon damage. Takes out the guy that was charging Phineas and himself.
Don't charge arrows.
Agatha.
Keep on playing.
Do you switch to boons or keep it at banes?
Yeah, I think we're going to switch to boons
To
now.
boons? Okay.
Yeah, since we outnumber them.
Agatha, you'd be up next. Do you want to switch?
Oh yeah, Phineas, you want to go?
Sure.
Phineas, you are up.
Right. More fire. Oh, thank goodness.
Thank goodness there was the boon on that. Adventurer number 4 is going to try to evade. Does not. Takes the blast. And they are obliterated. Excellent. Isabella is up next, unless Phineas wants to move.
No, I'll stay here.
Isabella is going to lay into Frostbite.
As one does.
Do a little stabby stab with that sword. Ooh. Does Frostbite parry, evade, or take the hit?
Yes, evade. He's too low on hit points.
Oh! No!
I charge into the sword.
Yeah. You shorten the distance the sword has to travel. Ooh, 8 damage. You block it with your throat.
Nope.
Do you fall?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, then she will move. 3, 4, 5, right there. Orphan's turn. She will step away to get some distance to try and fire with her bow. No. Okay, well, she creates distance, but she's going to get walloped.
Don't do like I do.
I saw Frostbite do it. Oh, yeah, she's getting hit.
Jesus.
Oh, my gosh. Let's see, 13. 18. So she's not dead, but down and dying. All right, Makander.
Definitely struggling with the whole keeping people alive thing.
Nice. Adventurer 5 will try to parry that with the battle axe. Adventurer 5 manages to parry. His axe can take 9, and you dealt 7, so the axe is still strong. As your axe's clang. Frostbite used your action, but you need to make a death save.
Oh. That's right. I did use my action, so I cannot rally myself.
No, but you can make that death save with a boon. Nice.
Yeah. One's good.
And Aldenil will step in and fire a shot at Isabella with his bow. There we go. That's going to do 1 point of damage to get through the plate armor. Yep. Iliel will fire a shot at this guy. No. Adventurer 5 parried. Agatha. What would Agatha do?
Agatha would unmute herself. Frostbite, or are you gonna die?
Frostbite is dying, but made the first death save.
Yeah.
I got a potion. I can come over there.
I'd appreciate it.
On my way.
How many potions you got?
Glug glug glug. I just have one.
Do you have bandages?
Yes, I do.
You also want to, like, next turn maybe heal our down elf friend.
Okay.
So 2d6. Excellent. 8 points healed to Frostbite.
Much appreciated.
And that means
Mucho
the
gracias.
song is not playing, so no boons on this round. Of course, Agatha, it's your turn. Do you go heal that elf now, or do you start up the song again?
I will go heal.
Okay. Make a healing roll, straight roll, because you do have bandages.
Agatha's alright. Could I switch? Because they're probably going to annihilate me if they get to go that night. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Do you want to pause for just a second, Agatha, on your healing while Phineas tries to save himself?
Sure.
All right. Phineas, go ahead. Gust of wind.
Alright. No, this is the last of my willpower, and I'm going to do a pillar.
On yourself and crush yourself under that little gate.
Not on myself, just on this knight in front of me.
Okay.
And then when they're up on the pillar, I'm going to move
to
out
make
of the way.
an acrobatics roll, beat a 10. She does not. She's up on the... Or an evade roll, sorry. She's up on the pillar. Now she needs to... she will fall. Can she...
And that was a power level 2.
She manages to avoid... she'll take half damage. She
Yeah, so
lands
3d6.
3d6, and armor does not protect. 12. She lands hard, and you see her leg is bent at a slightly awkward angle as she gets up, but she is still standing. Oh, and Frostbite, I need a Constitution roll to see if you're permanently impaired. Okay, she can reach Phineas. So. Ooh. You want to take the permanent injury?
Would I have made that con roll while I had a boom? It just...
Yeah, so it would have been like when you dropped, so you would have had a boon.
I have to push it either way. There we go.
That's more like it. One Makander, 2 Agatha, 3 Frostbite. Oops, I rolled a 1d6. Should be a 1d3, so let me re-roll that. I said Makander. 1 Phineas, 2 Agatha, 3 Frostbite. So that is going after Agatha. And actually, we'll come up here. Oh, this is actually perfect. Well, perfect if you're me. Double slash. We'll swing the blade, hitting Frostbite and then Agatha in a slash. Yes. Frostbite, do you evade or parry?
I have to evade. I assume with a bane because I'm on the ground.
Yep.
That's skills. Evade.
And Agatha evades. You can move 1 square if you like, Agatha.
Yep. No, I'm going to stand here.
Okay. And Frostbite also evades. The sword swings through. And did you use fast footwork, Agatha, or just?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Then Agatha, it's your turn.
Ooh,
You want to
he
switch?
stepped away. No, I'm going to attack.
Ooh, with the cleaver?
Yes, I'm going to cleave this douchebag.
Yeah, you can't get your backstab now.
Nope.
Nice, roll damage. You can get through the armor. Oh, okay. I think you did it.
Got him right in the cod piece.
Nice. You hear this, oh, high-pitched scream. They drop. You can move, Agatha. There are still, what, one combatant left?
Yep.
Yep.
No, go heal the elf. Go heal the elf.
Oh. Okay.
There
Sorry.
we go.
Take that back.
Frostbite used your action to evade. Iliel will fire a shot with the longbow. That is a hit. The adventurer has to try to evade that. Adventurer does manage to evade Makander. Now he cannot evade or parry. He's open to Makander.
Evade this, number 5.
Aldenil. One more. The elf pulls out an arrow that he had been saving. He came to rescue his love, and with this final shot, he does. The arrow bites deep into adventurer number 5's neck, and adventurer number 5 grabs his neck, gurgling, and falls dead upon the ground. Agatha, give me a healing roll to see if you can save poor Porphin. Oh, not that way. Do you want to push that? Count as a failed save. Makander, you're up. Get us out of...
Makander will take. You got like nothing here. Makander will take the elf's clothing and kind of swab the area so that Agatha can see where the wound is and try and give her the help action.
Nice. Agatha with a boon. If you don't make this one, the elf will die.
Would it be easier to try to rally them? I mean,
They still would need to make that death save.
okay. And just like Benny Hinn, I will take my white jacket and swipe it at her
Nice.
and say, "You are healed!"
Let's see if I can take the effect off of here. The dead effect. There we go. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, quickly, we must save the tree. As you pass the two knights, you see that they have fine armor. They've got a long sword, a large shield, a heavy warhammer. But you see Iliel over here looking at the tree, almost speaking softly to it in a gentle language. And she points to Phineas, fellow elf, and says, Come look at this. And bids you to look at the wall around the tree. There is a marble ring around the top of the wall. It is essentially overgrown with thorns, so dense that it's barely visible. But Iliel pushes some of the thorns away and shows you the inscription carved into the marble surface. There are ancient letters which can be read with a languages roll. Give me that roll with a boon. It says, the golden tree will be forever in the care and possession of House Stone Oak. Such is the agreement with the tree's keeper and soul, Rotlog, bound to this place in perpetuity. And she says, and now we must open the door. It is below in the cellar. And she takes you into this large room here, and as you come in, you see two things. One, a huge hole they have been excavating. There are also stairs that lead down. And she says they could not bypass the door, so they tried to dig, and they were very nearly there. And she takes you down the stairs into the cellar. And there you see a door, an ironclad cellar door. It's got a patina on it, but not as much as the door outside. There is no normal lock, and it cannot be picked or opened with normal means. Breaking it down would be next to impossible. She says the only way to open this is to read this inscription, and she points Phineas to the inscription. And as you look at it, let me copy and paste this so you guys have reference to it. Give me a languages roll as you read this inscription.
With a boon?
With a boon. Nice. Let me grab it real quick. It says, the drop is east of the heart, but not in the center. The heart is not by the leaf, but just east of the sun. The sun is neither in the far west nor the far east. The moon is next to the drop alone. The leaf is west of the heart. And then she points out the door. So on the upper part of the door is this inscription, and below it there is a tree with a leafy crown. A closer look reveals 5 horizontal indentations at chest height, each one round and about the size of a silver coin. There is a bright yellow crystal lens that has been placed in the leftmost indentation, but it can be easily removed. She says there are 4 other crystals, and the knights have them in their person. And Orphan runs up and comes back, her hands bloody, and she holds in her hands several crystals. So you have a yellow crystal, a green crystal, a red crystal, a blue crystal, and an off-white. So let me tell you which ones you have. You have green, you have yellow, you have red, you have blue, and you have off-white. I do not know the answer to the riddle, but this is how the door is to be opened. I leave it to you, who are both wise and filled with common sense.
I mean, the colors do kind of match the things in the riddle. Did this not occur to you?
No, it did not. I fear that it would be something more devious. I did not think it would be such an easy solution, but what goes where?
Well, it would appear that likely the red would go with the heart, the green with the leaf, the yellow with the sun, and the white or the off-white with the moon, if I'm not mistaken.
Then the drop would be blue, like a drop of water, yes?
Yes, yes.
So what order would you place them in? There are 5 indentations, and you have 5 lenses.
Well, I will simply go in the order of the riddle, I would imagine. And it does tell you the center, east, west, and whatnot.
Okay, well, tell me the order, and I'll tell you if the door opens.
Well, I'll put the,
And you can
the
all
red
kind of
one.
work together on this.
Yes, I suppose this is will work together, and it will be simple enough.
So you would put the leaf.
Well, I'm gonna put it in the same order you put it.
Yeah, right? Didn't I make it easy for you? Put it to
Because the drop is east of the heart, yes, and not next to and not in the center, so we're good there.
Yep.
The heart is not by the leaf,
So it can't be
Good.
next to green, which it's not. But it has to be east of the yellow.
sun, which it is. The sun is neither in the far west nor the far east. It's
Nope.
not. The moon is next to the drop alone, which means it's got to be next to only one thing, which is and then the leaf is west of the heart, so it has to be first.
You place them in those positions. The whole door flares up with an inner light that shines through the lenses with blinding intensity. The door slides open by itself. The musty smell of the darkness beyond the threshold mixes with an acrid, pungent stench. A croaking, chuckling voice says, "Rotlog is free! Make way! Time to make things grow." And you see this being step out of the cellar. This being of birch bark and moss. He
Wide.
walks right past you, pays you no mind, and heads up the stairs. Do you try to stop him?
Okay, there's a tree over here that needs your help.
When he steps out, he is surrounded by swarming hornets who have awaited their master's return, and he unleashes all of his life-giving power. He becomes part of the apple tree, which grows many times larger and begins to attack Fort Malus, its branches and roots crashing into the ruins as they cling to the walls and ceilings. Meanwhile, grass shoots up between growing cracks in floors and foundations. Wildflowers sprout, bud, and bloom all over the courtyard. Within a few minutes, Rotlog's revenge is complete. Fort Malus has been turned into an overgrown ruin, hard to distinguish from the forest that surrounds it. You are all left untouched as the elves stand near you and watch this with rapture. Rotlog then lets out a sigh which sounds like a deep wind blowing through a cavern, and the tree begins to sprout golden apples. There are... Let me see how many apples. 14 of these golden apples that appear. You may pick them if you like. Let me put this into the chat. These golden apples they're magical in nature, but they are essentially food. This would count as one ration. You could eat this ration as an apple. There is essentially no weight to these, so you could carry up to 8 of them with no weight recorded.
Ooh, wow.
The elves
will
tell you
pick
that you are welcome to pick them, that Rotlog will provide.
No, don't tell me twice. We will strip all the armor and everything off the knights and the adventurers,
Okay.
and then feed their corpses to the tree for mulch.
and it will feast heartily upon them. Stripping off the armor and whatnot, you've got some 2 sets of plate mail. You've got 5 sets of studded leather armor. There is a light crossbow, a heavy crossbow, a long sword, a large shield. There is a few hand axes. There are also a few bits of treasure. A cloak on one of the knights and 6 silver coins in a pouch on one of the others. Almost as an afterthought, Iliel says, "You know, there likely is treasure still below. I don't imagine Rotlog would mind if you helped yourself."
Oh, how kind. We'll do that.
Don't have to tell me twice.
You head back into the cellar, and you find 18 silver, 20 gold, a mastercrafted dagger, and a gold amulet. You also find a scroll. Let me put that in here. And you find a set of leather armor that looks to be incredibly valuable. It looks like snake skin, the skin of Soth Hala. There is also... where is it? There are 2 healing potions. And that is it. There is no piece of the statuette here. I will let you divide up the loot however you see fit. And I will admit that I had put the skin of Soth Hala here specifically for Ivan. So, if anyone else wants it, they can have it. If not, maybe Ivan's replacement character might use it. It is leather armor. It has several effects. It increases your movement speed, it increases your agility damage, and it actually increases your agility score. It's good stuff.
Oh, my. Well, how about we save that for his new character then?
Yeah, says the person that got him killed. But,
Although, is it just leather?
Not me.
it was
Or
me.
is it
It was me.
studded leather?
It's not. I don't think it's studded. I think it's.
I can wear leather armor.
Yes, you can wear leather. Yeah, it is. It is not studded. So it's straight leather. If you want to take it, I could always find something different for Ivan 2.0.
I don't mind if we save it for him. That's fine.
But
if we find out what he's going to play, and then
yeah,
it's,
like if he's got plate mail or something. So
Yeah.
maybe let's put it in the cart, just in case.
yeah, I've been trying to put things into the cart. So 10 gold.
The scroll of healing is there for specific for Frostbyte. It has heal wounds and treat wounds on it that you can potentially learn.
If we ever go back to town, sure.
Yep. The elves thank you for saving one of their own, and they tell you that they will watch over the tree. Fort Malus will never rise again. The earth will reclaim it. The roots will crack the stone into gravel, and within 10 years, this hill will be unrecognizable. It will simply be covered in grass and trees and spring flowers. Agatha, where you are standing near that bonfire, you see a blackened skull in the bonfire, and you notice that there is a mark on the skull. It looks like it's been cleaved from just above the left eye down the left cheekbone and into the jaw. This is probably the remains of that cultist's friend that he was seeking.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there's that mystery solved. we've reached the end of the session. You can all do some advancement rolls. Whenever we are ready to start, I will let Agatha, whenever you are ready, go ahead and do your advancement rolls. Acrobatics goes up. Slings goes up. Excellent.
Hidden.
Knives would have been nice.
Yeah. Wonderful.
You didn't get any demons or dragons this
No, I did not.
Wow.
I didn't do much. I played the bagpipes.
Played a lot of songs. Phineas, are you ready?
Sure.
Are you learning a spell or trying to improve your elementalism?
No, I'm just trying to improve.
The last session you improved nothing, so hopefully you can improve something. There we go.
Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, that's good.
That's the good one. Nice. And then Frostbyte, if you are ready, or if you've got Makander ready, you can do either one of those.
No to both.
No to both, okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. Or if you want, we can leave Makander's improvements there, and Luke can do that. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if you rolled it for him. It's less for us to try.
Well, I don't want to choose his optional ones. So
maybe just leave that. We'll let him at the start of the next session do that.
Yeah. So I'll just let him. I'll let him do his own improvements.
Just pick all the ones he would never pick, like seamanship and things like that.
You got really good at swimming and seamanship and writing, and crafting and bartering.
Like what? Nice.
3.
Agatha did take her heroic ability from last.
Oh yeah, what did you take?
Last week, she took focus.
Nice, excellent.
Just bump that willpower a little bit.
All right, persuasion goes up.
Oh, excellent.
Sneaking not so much. Spot hidden not so much. Bows.
Oh.
Not quite.
Nope, not quite.
That would have done.
That goes up. Crossbows goes up.
Come on, swords.
There was a heavy crossbow and a light crossbow here, if you wanted to claim one of those.
Well, I'm actually better at bows than I am with crossbows.
The elves would give you a longbow. In fact, they would give you a master-crafted longbow. They did.
That's what I need. I don't have the strength for a regular longbow.
Yeah, let me make one for you. In fact, I probably have one. Let's see, because they did promise you a master-crafted longbow.
Yeah, that's the sad fact is I'm like 1 strength shy of a longbow. And then, can we camp with the elves again tonight and get all of our...
Yes, they would absolutely let you. In fact, they would want to stay here and sing songs all night to Rotlog and bid him to grow and have a bountiful harvest.
And eat apples.
And
a
eat
whole
apples.
bushel full of apples.
Guys will all have the shits come tomorrow.
Green apple splats.
Where's Ivan when you need him? he can tend to us.
He's there and over there, and maybe because I grew up, my grandparents had an apple orchard. I do not have that problem with apples.
Oh, nice.
No,
you got sick of them.
Grapes. No, I mean,
well, grapes are basically
like
just little prunes. They're not too different from that.
Yeah, the grapes will definitely give me the shits, but
and we won't even talk about curry. Like, it looks the same going in as it does coming out.
Somehow I never got I never got used to curry. Like, I never learned to like it.
I could eat it 3 times a day.
I have a friend. My best friend in high school is Indian, and his parents used to make all kinds of stuff for us, and definitely definitely made curry for me more than once, and I just never ever got to a point where I liked it.
Oh man.
Basically, like Indian chili.
Right. And it's,
Kind of.
It's not.
and it definitely depends on the kind you have. There's some that I like more than others, but I could honestly eat it every day. Like the people around me don't want me to eat it every day, but I could chow down on that.
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
good.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and I should have stopped the video before we started talking about shit, but here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video.
People who have watched your games know what we talk about.
They're used to it. If you've ever role played, it's movie quotes and 13-year-old humor anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. We will resume session 11 next time. Hopefully, we will have Luke with us, and Mark. So sorry this happened to Ivan. We didn't mean to do it, but them's the dice lie where they get rolled, and bring another character, throw another one on the fire. So